What's going on, Knicks Nation? First pregame show of the season. Wait for some of you guys to trickle in here. Decided to do a pregame show because this game is going to end super late. Just wanted to chop it up with you guys before we hopefully take care of business in Phoenix. Wait for some of you guys to trickle in here. Pregame show. Big Taz, man. Yo, Big Taz, you are always one of the first people in here. I appreciate that. Appreciate the love. Big Taz, this is the game that will put the league on notice. Yeah, this game's on ESPN, right? ESPN, MSG. I believe this is Jamal Crawford's MSG debut in terms of broadcasting to give Walt Clyde Frazier a little break from broadcasting. But yeah, Big Taz, this game is important. Look, the Suns, right? They're without Bradley Beal. They're without Kevin Durant. And I think Nurkic is playing tonight. So you got to take care of business today. I mean, Suns are without no Beal, no Durant. Look, Suns are 9-6 on the season. But this Knicks team, the way it's playing right now, there shouldn't be, there shouldn't be a hiccup. There shouldn't be a hiccup. Wow, boy. What's going on, man? Just coming on here, pre-gaming it up, impromptu pre-game, because I hate these 10 o'clock starts, man. I hate these 10 p.m. starts with a passion. With a passion. But, hey, it is what it is. This is our last 10 p.m. start until March. So that's promising. I don't know where you guys lie. I'm on the East Coast, but, yeah. Look, Knicks are favored tonight. No Beal. Yeah, Kenora. No Bradley Beal. No Kevin Durant. I think Nurkic is playing. We got some positive updates with Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achiuwa as well. Big task, man. Appreciate you. Wild Boy Trey, Mikal Bridges and campaign revenge game. Yeah. Mikal Bridges and campaign revenge game. I love it, man. I love it because obviously, Mikal's been in Brooklyn a couple of years and they traded him, so I'm sure Mikal's gonna want to take it to the Suns. He's played them before, ever since he got traded. And campaign, expecting high energy from him tonight again, and I'm expecting the Knicks bench to come in and just continue doing what they're doing. Daddy A as well, but just taking a look at this matchup. Game starts in a little over an hour here. Those of you just tuning in, I'm doing a little bit of an impromptu pregame before the big game versus Phoenix. 5-game West Coast trip kicks off. And look, Knicks, in terms of offensive efficiency, the New York Knicks are one of the best teams in the NBA. One of the best offenses in the NBA, right? So Phoenix missing some guys. You should be able to score on Phoenix. Phoenix, good rebounding team. Assists are up there as well. Steals, they have Ryan Dunn, who has actually been struggling. Ryan Dunn, their rookie. And obviously, Booker plays good defense. And Nurkic has been struggling for them. I've seen a lot of Phoenix Suns fans that really are over Nurkic. But look, Knicks are shooting 50% from the field. Knicks are, I think, second in the NBA in terms of three-point percentage at 38%. Free throws at 81%. Points in the paint, Knicks are dominating as well. Phoenix only scores 40 points in the paint, and that's where I magnify this matchup because the Knicks, obviously, they allow teams are attacking them in the paint. That's no secret. Teams are attacking the New York Knicks in the paint, and they're getting to the paint and shooting a high percentage in the paint, and Phoenix is only shooting 40 points a game in the paint, so that bodes well for your New York Knicks. I think tonight's key has to be fast break, man. Got to get that together. Got to get that together. Kenora, we still got to deal with Devin Booker, Grayson Allen, and Nurkic. Yeah, look, it's not going to be easy, right? I mean, you're on the road, first game in Phoenix this year, first and only game in Phoenix this year, unless we face them in the finals. Last time the New York Knicks were in Phoenix, Jalen Brunson dropped a 50 spot, so that's exciting. I'm hoping for a big Jalen Brunson game, but also what I want to watch is the fast break. What teams are trying to do is they're attacking the New York Knicks. They're playing fast. They're running. They're as soon as the New York Knicks make a basket, they're passing it, and they're running. They're going. And the Knicks have struggled guarding, fast-paced teams. And I'm gonna watch that tonight, and hopefully we can clean that up. But what was I gonna say? Brunson. Will Jalen Brunson have another double-digit assist basketball game? I'm hoping for it. Back-to-back games with 10 or more assists for Jalen Brunson. Can he make it 3 in a row? He's been incredible this year. He's had a couple of games that, he has struggled, yes. But he's starting to get into a rhythm. He's starting to push the pace. And that's what I want to see from Brunson. I really want to see him take the ball up and push the pace, because I was listening to the Windhorse podcast today, and he said the scout's book on Jalen Brunson is to pick him up full court and wear him out. And the referees are just not going to call every single foul. Those are the words from Brian Windhorst. Those are the scout's notes on this New York Knicks team. Pick up Jalen Brunson, wear him out, so in the fourth quarter, he doesn't have that much energy. Well, what did we see last game? Brunson, as soon as he caught that ball, he was running, picking up the pace, quicker decisions, faster pace, and Brunson looked incredible. Brunson looks incredible. Yeah, Big Task. No Kevin Durant, no Bradley Beal for the Phoenix Suns. But, it's an away game, It is what it is. You got to still take care of business. You still got guys to worry about. Obviously, Devin Booker is out there. Obviously, Allen. And, they still got some pieces. Dunn has had some good, a good season for them. He's been struggling as of late, Ryan Dunn. But let me just look at their Yeah, Ryan Dunn has been. Let me look at their lineup. Suns, Phoenix Suns. Appreciate you guys joining me for this pregame, just chopping it up before this big game. So Bradley Beal out, Giuseppe out, Kevin Durant out, Yusuf Nurkic is available. So I don't think I've seen their lineup yet. Nothing yet regarding their lineup. I don't think. If you guys know their lineup, let me know. Hit some of these comments. Appreciate every single one of you in here pre-gaming it up. Big Taz says, what is your Mitchell Robinson comment? Yeah, we got some good news on Mitch, on Big Mitch. So here is the update. Let me put this on my screen. Promising, this was before the game, promising injury update from Tom Thibodeau. Mitchell Robinson has started on-court work such as shooting. No running yet. Thibs said it will be a long progression. Thibs expects Precious to be cleared for practice during the road trip. We love that, man. We love that. Let's get some round of applause for that. Precious Achiuwa is back on our screen soon, ladies and gentlemen. Love that. And Precious will help our defense, and it's good to see Mitch out there traveling with the team. And he's out there with the team. Obviously, that signals to me that he's probably another month away, month and a half. Don't really want to rush it. Obviously, Thibs said that it's going to be a long progression, but it's still good to have Mitchell Robinson with the team trending in the right direction, because that's what you want to see, and he will help us tremendously, especially, our defense. Especially our defense. So that's the update on Precious Achiuwa. He should be returning soon. Yeah, big task. I can't wait till Mitch comes back. The Cavs is out here acting up, and Mitch will remind them. Cat might go for a 40 piece. Cat is going to destroy the Suns. Wow, boy, Trey. Look, the way Karl Anthony Towns has been playing lately, guys, has been incredible. And he's been efficient. Last game, he played 25 minutes, and 25 and 11 or something like that for Karl Anthony Towns. He's just been incredible, offensively efficient. And, he's been blocking shots around the rim. But, obviously, offensively, this Knicks team their offense is ahead of their defense. But, yeah, man, Cat has just been incredible. And the chemistry that him and Brunson have had, the chemistry that him and the bench has had too, because we've seen that Thibodeau is going to Cat with Campaign, with Bridges, with Daddier. So he's trying to sprinkle in lineups like that. I'm interested to see those lineups tonight. And I just can't wait for that. Honestly, I can't wait for that to grow. Tony says, I'm going to go ahead and say Mikal has his biggest night tonight and puts up 28 points. I hope so, Tony. I hope so. Revenge, sort of like a revenge game versus Phoenix. Mikal Bridges going back to Phoenix. He loved playing there too. Obviously, he got traded to the Brooklyn Nets and then traded to the New York Knicks. But I tend to agree. I'm feeling a big Mikal Bridges game tonight. I am. He's the best mid-range shooter in the NBA right now. Corner 3-point specialist. And that's something to watch. If the Knicks are trying to feature him early, then they obviously want him to have a big night. But one of these nights he's going to drop a 30-piece. He's going to. He has it in him. He's a great scorer. I'm feeling another Mikal big game too. Brunson is better than Booker. I want to see another 50-piece from Jalen Brunson. The funny thing about that game last year, I fell asleep, and then I woke up and saw Brunson had 50. I was so pissed off. But, yeah, something about the Phoenix Suns and Jalen Brunson. Remember when he was with Dallas, he was torching them. He was scoring a lot against this Phoenix Sun team. Different team. But there's something about Phoenix that Jalen Brunson just takes it upon himself and just is like, get out my way. I'm going to score a lot of points tonight. And it's not just been the scoring for JB this year. Obviously, the assists have been up too. But I'm expecting more of the same from JB. He loves playing Phoenix. Him and Devin Booker have some history together. Ever since Brunson was talking crap to Booker in the Western Conference playoffs. And those two have been going back and forth with one another. So he gets up for these Phoenix games. He does. Cam and Mikal. Yes, sir. Expecting that. I expect a big game out of them, especially Campaign, man. Look, you guys know after these games, I've been so impressed with what I've been seeing from Campaign and his speed out there, his decisiveness. He's so fearless. He hasn't seen a shot that he doesn't like. He's chucking up everything and he's making it. What do you have? 5 for 6 from 3 last game? So, Suns are on a 4-game losing streak, and Booker had a bad game Monday, so got to come out strong. Yeah, who did they just lose to? I think they just lost to the Magic, the Phoenix Suns. They just lost to the Magic. Look, it's not going to be your typical pushover easy game. And look, in about an hour, the Knicks can shut me up and just, wash this team. But take advantage of it. Take advantage of their injuries, right? No Durant, no Bradley Beal. Those are two major pieces for the Phoenix Suns. And Devin Booker can win a game by himself. But the way this Knicks team is playing, this should be one of those games where you want to come out strong. Start this road trip with a win. 1-0 on this 5-game road trip. It's a week-long road trip. It goes all the way until next Friday after Thanksgiving. So just start the road trip with a bang. You want to come out strong. You want to come out aggressive and just kind of take them out of what they want to do. And then we can kind of go from there. But I want this Knicks team to do that. Just come out aggressive, come out strong, and just win the game, right? Bodega, what's going on? Oh, yeah, Isaiah Hartenstein's back tonight. What's going on Bodega? Brunson versus Booker battle. Light skins. Oh, man. I can't wait for that. Daniel, what's going on, man? Just chopping it up. Pre-gaming before the big game versus Phoenix Suns. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Subscribe to the channel. Most of you have subscribed already. Appreciate you guys hopping in here for the pregame. This game is probably going to end at 12:30-ish a.m., so I decided to come on here pregame. There will not be a postgame tonight, so I wanted to give you guys content. So just wanted to talk about this game, and hopefully the Knicks can come out with a victory and start this road trip with a bang. Because let's go to their schedule. I think we have the Jazz next, right? So what you want to do is you want to win tonight, 1-0 on the road trip. Then you go to Utah, who is also kind of a reeling team. And if you could start this road trip 2-0, then you're 10-6, feeling extremely good about yourself. At Denver, I think Jokic has been out for personal reasons. He'll probably return for that game. So just 2-0, it's definitely in the realm of possibilities to do that. And it starts tonight. Defensively, it starts tonight. I think the Knicks can, find some. Let me put up a graphic that I ESPN. This was today on ESPN. This graphic. Make this a little smaller for you guys. So it says defense together this season. Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. Second worst in defensive efficiency versus on-ball screens. Karl-Anthony Towns and Mikal Bridges. That stat is from Second Spectrum. So obviously that needs to improve. Obviously what teams are doing is attacking that pick and roll. We've seen it a lot this season. But we've seen Mikal Bridges over these last couple of games look better defensively, especially the first game versus Brooklyn, where he looked good. And then the second game, he opened up the game with a steal. And then obviously the first game where he sealed the game with a game-sealing block. So what you want to do is just keep on getting his confidence up. And look, the numbers don't lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They're already talking about it in the media that these two are not good in terms of guarding the pick and roll and on ball screens. So this needs to improve, and it will, right? The thing about these two, right, is the thing about this Knicks team is they're second. I think they're third in terms of offense in the NBA. I think it's Boston, Cleveland, and the Knicks offensively. I think the Knicks are third. They are third. Defensively, the Knicks are like 22nd in the NBA or 23rd in the NBA in terms of their all-around metrics. Where the Knicks want to get at is about 15th, 10 to 15th. Just be in the middle of the pack. And if you can be a great offensive team as well, an above-average defensive team when we get guys back, Precious Achiuwa and Mitchell Robinson, that's when this Knicks team can take off. Offense is ahead of the defense, and that's normal. That's normal. Let me get this toxic graphic off my screen. We win in this game, man. 119-106. Prediction in the chat from Tony. Prediction in the chat from Tony. Denver doesn't scare me at all, even with Jokic. Denver is always a tough matchup with Jokic. Any game on the West Coast trip is tough, and you just got to come out with these wins. The defense has been putrid. It hasn't been like terrible. They've improved. The Nets series, they improved. The second game, they improved. But you want to see like steady improvement. You want to see consistency out of the defense. And hopefully, we can come out tonight, hit them in the mouth first, sort of take them out their rhythm, get Cat going, get OG going, who has been playing extremely well, maybe get Mikal going back to Phoenix. But like I said earlier, Jalen Brunson against the Phoenix Suns, against Devin Booker especially, he owns them. Owns them. Owns them. Tony says the team overall has to play defense, just can't count on two players to defend on a nightly basis. Exactly. OG Anunoby has been playing amazing defense. Mikal and Cat, some of the Cat numbers are wonky. I know he's allowing a high percentage at the rim, but he's actually, in my opinion, from the eye test, he has been getting beat. But to me, it's been the fast breaks. To me, in transition, the transition defense from this Knicks team, to me, has been poor. And teams want to run. Right when they grab the ball, they want to run and push the pace and push the ball full court, and they get an easy basket. And it's like frustrating because the Knicks can't set their defense and, lock in. So the transition defense hasn't been great for this team. And it's just compiling, especially in the fourth quarter. Had some wonky games. The Hawks game, everyone was tired. There's been a couple of games in the fourth quarter that we've lost. But I said it before, we should be like 10-4, right? But we're not. Still early, and we can start this road trip with a bang and get a win in Phoenix. Yasir, I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Robinson is the best defender in the NBA. Let me bring up the graphic just in case of you guys that are just joining me. This is from Tom Thibodeau. Robinson is with the team. He is progressing well. He is shooting. He's not running yet, and Thibs said it'll be a long progression. Thibs expects Precious Achiuwa to be cleared for practice during the road trip. So that's the updates. That's the injury updates regarding tonight. Somebody asked if Deuce McBride is playing tonight. I don't believe Deuce McBride is playing tonight. I think he's still dealing with his knee inflammation. And hopefully Deuce McBride can get healthy soon. I don't think he's doing. I don't think. But look, guys have stepped up, right? Campaign has stepped up. Pacom Daddier has stepped up, right? I love Pacom Daddier. I've made videos about Pacom Daddier. I just love what I'm seeing from him. Only 19. Yes, does he still have a lot to grow? Does he still have a lot to learn? Yes, but I just love that Tom Thibodeau is actually playing him. That's a step in the right direction. Anytime your head coach is expanding his rotations, like we wanted to see early on in the season, and he's doing it with a rookie that has improved night in, night out, that's positive. That's positive, right? So you just want to continue to see that, continue to see progression out of Daddier. Once again, I know he played professional ball overseas, but playing professional ball at 16, 17 years old, it's the experience. Obviously, he gained tons of experience, and now obviously, he's with the Knicks, but he's 19. He's going to continue to grow, and I just love that Thibs is trusting him. And he's become a good spot-up three-point shooter for this Knicks team off the bench. And the thing about Pacom Daddier is he can grow into more than just a spot-up three-point shooter. We've seen some defensive possessions from him against the Nets that have been solid. He's 6'8", 6'9", so those are the things you want to see out of Pacom, and you just want to continue to see the progression out of him. And I have high hopes for Pacom. I do. Like I've said, in a few years, I think he's going to be good. Maybe next year he'll be good. Maybe by the end of this year he'll be giving us solid minutes and giving us great minutes off the bench. So high hopes for Pacom. Kareem, what's going on, man? Just chopping it up, pre-gaming before the Knicks and the Phoenix Suns. 10 o'clock starts. Don't like those. Those are rough. Games don't end till 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. Eastern Standard Time, excuse me. So those are rough. This is our first 10 p.m. start. Our only one until March. So that's good. But yeah, like we went through the situations earlier. Phoenix is dealing with some injuries. Take advantage and just beat them. Come out of there with the win. You want it to look pretty. You want it to look, obviously you want to build off of those great wins versus Brooklyn and the great win versus Washington where you annihilated them. And you want to just continue to build the momentum. 4 in a row. Get to 4 in a row, then 5 in a row, right? Remember last year in January, those winning streaks were huge for us. The 8, 9 wins in a row for this Knicks team. And if they can open up this 5-game West Coast trip with a win, sign me up. I'm expecting it, I'm expecting it. Big Knicks win. Big Knicks win. Let's go. Knee inflammation, sounds bad. Suggests to me meniscal cartilage problems. That is not good. Yeah, I'm just hoping for the best for Deuce McBride. Tom Thibodeau has said that he just wants the injury to calm down. He just wants the knee to calm down. So I'm assuming it is swollen, and that's really not a good sign. He got injured early on in the season, tried to play through it, but I think the last game he played where he was struggling offensively, I came on here and I said that I think he's hurt. He's still hurt. And you just want him to be healthy. I mean, Deuce is another major. We're already down Precious Achiuwa. You don't want to repeat you don't want these things to linger throughout the season, right? That's why Precious has been out for so long, because the Knicks want to get his hamstring 100% before he comes back. You don't want any setbacks in that injury, especially hamstring injuries. Good news that Precious is practicing right now, especially with Deuce too. You don't want these things to linger and just go on and on for the entirety of the season. Kareem, appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Yeah. Very vague about Deuce McBride's injury. Very vague. Yasier says it's 6 a.m. in my country. Wow, you're going to catch a Knicks game at 7 o'clock in the morning, grab your coffee, watch the Knicks. That's beautiful. Waking up, watching the Knicks. That's beautiful. Hopefully we can pull out a Knicks victory tonight, and I think we can. Tony says, let me go to Kenora. Yeah, we are all enthused by Pacom. Yeah, look, Daddy has impressed extremely. Daddy and Campaign has truly impressed me the most off that bench, and we need that. We need Campaign's quickness. We need his fire, his passion. He's crazy. He talks to himself. He misses a shot and you see him talking to himself. Damn, why did you shoot that? But I love it. Even defensively, the thing about Campaign is he's small, but he plays defense with his body. He's smart, He's small, yes. Has he gotten beat a couple times this year? Yes. But I just love the fight in the player, man. He never gives up, diving for loose balls in the preseason. So, Campaign, I'm expecting big things out of him again. And it's not only the scoring from Campaign, right? If I pull up the schedule, this was versus Washington. 17 points, 7 assists for Payne versus Washington. And Brunson, another 11 assists. So it's not only the scoring from him, it's the assist. Team high 37 assists. This Knicks team is sharing the rock. They're sharing the basketball. They're being extremely smart. I mean, guys, I know it's against the Wizards, right? They stink. But the balance has just been there from start to finish. And you're going to get this night in, night out. 14 points, 16 points. Towns is going to do his thing. Brunson's going to do his thing. Josh Hart has been, amazing this season. Want Josh Hart to continue to, attempt threes. And if he's going to make them like this, sign me up. Now, I know he's not a great three-point shooter, but I just want him to, if you're open, shoot the ball. And he has been. He's been amazing. And when you compile that with, Sims has been these last couple of games, you got to give him his props. He's been good. After me coming on here talking all this crap about Jericho Sims, and I still want to see Huck Porty, but Sims has been good. Campaign has been amazing. Daddy A in the minutes he's been giving us, he's 3-point shooter. Pack home Daddy A. Appreciate every single one of you in here pre-gaming it up before this big Knicks Suns game. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. Smash the thumbs up button. Have any questions, just join us here in the chat. Give your predictions tonight. Who do you think will have a big game? I think Brunson, once again, is going to have a big game. Along with Mikal Bridges as well. Mikal Bridges going back to Phoenix. He's comfortable there. He's played there before. Karl-Anthony Towns as well. So I think tonight we're going to take care of business, sustain the winning streak, win 4 in a row. 9-6, and then you got the Jazz next, right? 9-6, get to 10-6, and then you feeling good about yourself. Feeling good about yourself. Jaden, Cam brings a lot of energy off the bench, which I love. What's going on, Jaden? Yeah, and coming into the season, that's what Tom Thibodeau preached. He said he loved the quickness of this Knicks team off the bench. He loved the pace. They picked up the pace. Obviously, Landry Shamet got hurt, but yeah, Payne just offers, as soon as he gets the ball, he's going. He's running. And you kind of need that, right? I mean, Brunson is known for lulling you to sleep, and obviously the Knicks are one of the slowest teams in terms of pace in the NBA, I believe. But what you want to see from and what Jalen Brunson did last game versus the Wizards is he was picking up the pace, running a lot, getting into their sets earlier. So, but the players I think that play well with the quicker pace are Mikal Bridges, and that's why you've seen Bridges and Payne. They have chemistry from their Phoenix days, and Bridges loves to run, and as the pace quickens, I think Bridges is ultimately, a better player when we're running a faster pace. So yeah, Cam brings tons of energy to the squad off the bench, and those few games early on in the season where he was hurt, we missed him. We did miss him. And coming into the season, when the Knicks signed Payne, I didn't really think too much of it, but boy, was I wrong. And I'm glad to be wrong. I'm glad to be wrong about Campaign. Just trying to get the Phoenix Suns lineup if it came out yet. All right, here's a lineup for Phoenix. Tyus Jones starting with Devin Booker. Ryan Dunn, the rookie Ryan Dunn, is starting. Royce O'Neal and Yusef Nurkic. Ryan Dunn is the name I am watching tonight because the New York Knicks were touting Ryan Dunn heavily during the draft process. They wanted to draft Ryan Dunn. Obviously, we didn't. Has had some great moments this year for Phoenix. These games, certain players try to find different they try to find different angles to play well. And I think Ryan Dunn will probably be oh, look, the Knicks passed up on me, and I'm gonna try to stick it to them to show them look, you should have drafted me. And but he's been struggling as well in terms of shooting the three lately, but he's a rookie. And looking at this starting lineup, Royce O'Neal is your power forward. And you're starting Ryan Dunn and Royce O'Neal in kind of small forward and power forward. And this Knicks team should take advantage of that. No excuses. You should. And Tyus Jones, I know he's a scrappy young player, but should take advantage of this lineup. It's not a lineup that scares me. That's for sure. Same starting lineup for the New York Knicks. OG Anunoby, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, Karl-Anthony Towns, and Josh Hart. Jeter, what's going on? Appreciate you in here. Tony says, whether we're playing a good team or a bad team, as a team, it's important to play the game with the same mindset. Games like the Wizards game builds confidence. Exactly. Games like the Washington Wizards game, you wanted to see this Knicks team play an A+ game, and that's what they did. They played an A+ game from start to finish, really. I mean, that game was out of the, I mean, you pretty much took their confidence early on in the game. And look, the Wizards are a struggling team, but you kind of just want to. Those are the games that will build you confidence and build momentum. And that's it starts a winning streak too. Win tonight, that's 4 in a row. It's 4 in a row for this squad. And have yourself feeling good about yourself, and just continue to build from this, because it's a tough road trip, but it starts tonight. Like we said earlier, you win tonight. Utah has always been a tough place for this Knicks team to win. I don't know what it is in Utah, but it's always been a tough place for this Knicks team to win. But Phoenix, you got to win, right? Now, I know they're dealing with injuries. They're still going to be a tough team to beat tonight, but I think if the Knicks can take care of business offensively, which they have been third in the NBA in terms of offensive efficiency, and if the defense can be solid tonight, I feel like we can pull out a victory. I truly do. Now, road games are, tough, traveling to Phoenix, but I think the Knicks can pull out a victory tonight. 2 in a row to start this road trip, man. Let's go. Let's do it. Suns lineup is like what? Yeah, that's the thing, man. The Suns, I think the Suns started 9-2 or something. Like, I think they started 9-2, and they've lost. Ever since Durant went out, it's been a major blow for their team. And now you're dealing with Bradley Beal. They've lost 4 in a row here. They lost to the Magic at home recently, and they only dropped 99 points to the Magic. Magic are without Paolo Banchero, so Magic have been playing well, but injuries happen in the NBA, right? And you just have to take advantage of these games where you're favored. The team is dealing with injuries, and you're rolling offensively right now. And I feel like the Knicks can pull it out. I'm confident. I am. There's a confidence going into tonight that I'm feeling. I truly am. Yes, yeah, the Utah game should be easy. Yes. No game is easy. I wouldn't call it easy, but it should be, especially if we get a nice win tonight, pull out a nice victory. Hopefully Brunson can continue his assist numbers. 2 games in a row for Jalen Brunson, right? That he has had 10-plus assists. And that's what you want to see out of your star point guard. He's seeing the floor better. His passes, I think, especially the last game versus Washington, were incredible. The pick and roll slip passes, the vision from Brunson he displayed in that game were incredible. And if he can build off of that and just continue to do that, we're going to score. Right? We're going to score. It's just been the defense for this team. I put up the graphic earlier. We're going to score. We're too talented. It's been the defense that has been the bugaboo of this Knicks team. And hopefully they can get it together on that end. I want to see a big game from Bridges, scoring efficiently from 3, especially non-corner threes. What's going on, Donnell? Yeah, look, Bridges going back to Phoenix. Speaking of non-corner threes, so let me guys show you this graphic, right? So this is from cleaningtheglass.com. I know some of you guys, hopefully you guys can see that. All right, this is Bridges shooting 33% from 3 this year. Non-corner threes, he's shooting 17% from 3 this year. He's 7 of 41 from non-corner threes. And what we have seen is most of those shots are short. When Bridges is capturing the ball, when it's a non-corner 3, those are short. It's either short or it's too long, those shots. But from corner 3, he's 21 of 45. It's like so weird. I know it's the easiest 3. It's the easiest shot. But 47% from corner 3 from Mikal Bridges this year. And look at his mid-range. 61% from Mikal Bridges this year. So, yeah. That will come, the non-corner three stuff throughout his career. Throughout his career, the non-corner three, he's been at 36%. A couple of years ago, 35%, 32% from non-corner threes. But he's always been an elite corner three-point shooter. But the non-corner threes, this 17% this year, the 7 of 41, which is a 0 percentile. This number will go up. I mean, he's not going to continue to shoot 17%. But yeah, he's been proving like he's such a mid-range assassin this year for this Knicks team that he's been amazing. Like he's been absolutely like when he shoots mid-range, it's going in. Like every time he gets on the low post, he's posting up, he's doing his fadeaway mid-range jump shots, it's going in. And hopefully, as those shots continue to fall, that'll give him confidence from those non-corner threes. Kenora says, never easy on the road. Phoenix is a winning team. Our record versus winning teams is 0-3. Yes, Kenora. But Phoenix is look. They've lost like 4 in a row, but like Kenora says, they're still 9-6. They're still a great team. They still have a superstar in Devin Booker who can give you 60 to 70 points a night. So I'm sure the Knicks will throw a lot at Devin Booker. But the head of the snake is Devin Booker, right? You want to take the ball out of his hands as much as possible. Don't think the Knicks will do that early on tonight. I think if he's going off, you'll see a lot of traps. You'll see a lot of double teams for Booker. OJ and Mikal was probably start on Booker because he kind of knows his game from his time in Phoenix. And then if Booker's cooking Mikal, then the Knicks will probably go to OJ and Anunoby on Mikal Booker. Or they will go to OJ and Anunoby in the beginning of the game on Mikal Booker. But that's something I'm going to watch. Who's going to be guarding Mikal from the start of the game? Is it going to be, Booker from the start of the game? Is it going to be Mikal or is it going to be OG? I think they're going to go with Mikal to start. I could be wrong, but, we shall see. But Nurkic hasn't really been playing well for them. Obviously, he's been hurt in and out the lineup. I think Cat can take advantage of that lineup. Nurkic can also stretch the floor a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. So Cat has to get up on Nurkic. I truly do think like this is going to be like, I'm trying to look at their stats last game. Let me look at the Phoenix stats last game. All right, this was against the Magic. Booker, 17 points versus the Magic. Tyus Jones can get hot. Got to get up on him, 18 points. He's also, his assist to turnover ratio, Tyus Jones is amazing. He's always a low turnover player. So just got to watch him. Ryan Dunn has been struggling from 3, but Ryan Dunn is going to hit a couple of threes against us. Like in his last 10 games, he's shooting 23% from 3. Not shooting the 3 well. He's not really scoring, but obviously he's a great defender. He's probably going to be on Jalen Brunson. And what we've seen teams do is pick up Brunson full court to try to wear him out. And that's something to watch tonight. Are the Phoenix Suns going to pick up Jalen Brunson full court? Royce O'Neal's in the starting lineup. Yeah, Grayson Allen can get hot on any given moment. So, but the head of the snake is Booker and then Jones to me. And then obviously you got to watch Allen off that bench. But I think the Knicks can pull this one out. Canera says, I put OG on Devin Booker is the biggest threat. Hart will cover Devin Booker. Tony says, I definitely do not want our starters playing over 35 minutes tonight. Thibs should be able to manage Payne, Daddy Huck, Kolek Sims, use them all tonight. Yeah, the thing about the rotations, right? What I said about the rotations is first half, Tom Thibodeau's rotations are totally different than his second half rotations in terms of minutes distribution. We see him kind of relaxed a little bit. End of the first quarter, he's going to the bench. Beginning of the second quarter, you see the bench in there mixed in with Cat, Daddy A. And it depends how the game is going in the second half, right? End of the third quarter, depends how the game is going. That's when Thibodeau gets kind of antsy and nervous. And if it's a close game, he rides with his starters longer. If the Knicks are up like 15, then he'll go to his bench more in the second half. And that's kind of been his MO this year. But he's been going to them, right? It was after that game where the Knicks just had nothing in the fourth quarter, where they had dead legs. Thibodeau expanded the rotation in that next game versus Philly. And you put in Matt Ryan. You gave Matt Ryan a couple of chances. And then you're like, you know what? Let's put in the Rook. Let's put in Pac Home in there. Let's see what he can do. And he's been solid, man. Daddy has been solid. So, last time Brunson played Phoenix, he gave him a 50 spot. 50 points in Phoenix. He loves playing the Phoenix Suns. You know, that's something to watch early on is Brunson, how if he's going to take a heat check or if he's, you know, he loves playing Phoenix, especially Booker. 58 people in the chat for this pregame. Appreciate every single one of you, man. Truly do. Chopping it up before the big game versus the Phoenix Suns. Can't wait. Can't wait to watch this one. The Knicks need to be able to produce more in the fourth quarter. Last few games been getting outscored in the fourth quarter. Yeah, that's kind of been like their. That's kind of been the Knicks their bugaboo. Like the fourth quarters haven't. It's been the fourth quarters transition defense. It's a combination of things, but yeah, but that'll come, right? I attributed the poor fourth quarters prior, like a few games, like especially that game in Atlanta to dead legs, but that stuff will come. The more our chemistry will build, the more our fourth quarters will get better, and it's still super early, and it is a great sign that, especially that Washington game, they kind of, I know it got down to like 20 and Thibodeau went back to his bench, but, the game prior, Brunson hits the game winner. So, and then the Chicago game, you had that big run, third quarter, bench got you back in the game. Fourth quarter, you were playing well, but defensively, you weren't really stopping anyone. Yeah, so that's where I'm looking tonight. Tony, yes, of course I'm watching the entire game. Catch some of the highlights at Knicks Station on X and obviously on Instagram. If you guys are on Instagram, it's just at Knicks Nation. I'll be posting all the highlights and the final score graphics on there as well. Rick, what's going on? Booker plays no D. We just got to stick to our game plan. The thing about Booker, he could play defense if he wants to. I haven't really watched him this year, but it seems like he's kind of had a down. Let me look at his average. He's averaging 23 and 6.5 assists, shooting 43% from the field. Not really shooting good from three this year. 34% from three this year. He's not really having the prototypical Devin Booker year that we're accustomed to. But yeah, defensively, you can get into him. You can attack him. He dropped 44 points a couple of games ago, so obviously Booker can get hot, man. He's the head of the snake. Take care, Booker. I think we should be good. Jaden says, I think one of the reasons we're getting killed on defense is we're not getting back on defense on time and getting stuck on mismatches, leading to fast and easy buckets for the opposing team. Yes, Jaden, I said it earlier. It's the transition defense has been killing this Knicks team. As soon as they miss a bucket or if they make a bucket, other teams are running. They're pushing the pace. They're throwing the ball to half court, and they're getting easy baskets. And that's demoralizing. They're not letting the Knicks get their defense set, and transition defense has been a problem for this team. As well as pick and roll defense, teams are attacking Cat and Bridges. I put up the graphic earlier, but still early. Hopefully that can improve. Nostalgic, what's going on? Appreciate you in here. Just chopping it up pregame before the game. Game is starting in like 20 minutes. Appreciate every single one of you in here. No post game tonight, so I just decided to hop on here pregame. I'll talk about the game tomorrow. Decided to come on here, chop it up with you guys, and hopefully we can pull out a big Knicks victory. 10 p.m. starts on the East Coast. Those games are rough. Those end at 12:30 a.m. But I'm gonna stick to it and stay up for this one because, I want to watch my Knicks, man. I want to see them play well, and they have been. Losing close games early in the season due to overplaying the starters is not a good look. Tony, look, we were talking about it the first 5 or 6 games of the season. I didn't like Tom Thibodeau's rotations. He was going 7-8 man, and that needed to change. We were all preaching for it, and it changed, right? The game versus Philly, he made the switch. Somebody talked to him. Leon Rose, Rick Brunson, somebody talked to Tom Thibodeau and made him expand the rotations, and it has worked. We talked about Daddy A has gotten, some playing time, and he's looked good. Does he have things to work on? Yes, but he's 19. He's a rookie. He needs to get stronger. But some of the things I've seen from Daddy A has honestly impressed me. Truly impressed me. Especially his 3-point shooting has been really impressive this year. And that was kind of like something that scouts were saying coming into the draft process on Daddy A, is that he needs to improve shooting the 3, and that he can, because he has this moonball arcing shot. And obviously they thought that he can improve. And from summer until now, you could tell he's been in the gym. He's been in the gym. Coach, what's going on? Game starting soon. Let's check this poll. I know most of you get to say 46 votes, 47 votes. Knicks win 93%. 56 votes now. 93%. Suns win is at 7%. Who's voting for the Phoenix Suns, man? Come on now. I think the Knicks will pull this one out. Not a Sims fan, but it's good to see him play well these couple of games at least. Yeah. The thing about the Knicks is they've stuck with him, and some competition is good for him, and it kind of lit a fire under his butt. When Ariel Hukporti played great, when he closed out that game, everyone thought that it was over for Sims. I thought it was over, but they've been going back to him, and he closed out the game. He played more versus Cleveland. They didn't really see him since. We saw him a couple of games ago. He played well. But credit to Jericho Sims. It lit a fire underneath his butt. And his rebounding has been better. Look, I've been wanting to see Hukporti more. But when a player is going to, play well, especially off the bench, and improve, I will give him his props. Tony says, what is this Silva investigation on Rick Brunson? It is absolutely stupid. So those of you that don't know, the NBA is investigating. I'll touch on this quickly, and then we can, get to the game. The NBA is investigating the New York Knicks. They're investigating Rick Brunson and the Knicks front office because apparently they don't like how he got promoted into Johnny Bryant's role, but the Knicks are simply saying that Rick Brunson deserves a promotion and he deserves to be, promoted into Johnny Bryant's role, and he's deserved it. And obviously, because Rick Brunson is Jalen Brunson's dad, and there was some tampering going on a couple of years ago with Jalen Brunson and Rick Brunson, the NBA investigated that. It's his dad. Of course, those two are going to talk to one another. I personally think it's absolutely nothing, and the NBA is bored. And me personally, you got other things to worry about, Adam Silver. You truly do. Johnny Bryant. You think the Knicks wanted to lose Johnny Bryant, first of all? You think the Knicks wanted to lose him? No. He wanted to go to Cleveland and coach up his boy, Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell and Johnny Bryant are extremely close. So Cleveland offered him a head assistant job. Maybe he got more money in Cleveland. Was losing Johnny Bryant a blow? Yeah. But I haven't really read the crux of the article, but they're trying to find any bits of, my camera's kind of messing up. They're trying to find anything to get on the Knicks. And I just think they're bored and they want to just find something. And they're not going to. But hey, we just have to wait and see. The NBA never wanted Leon to take over because the Knicks, because they knew he would succeed. Yeah, coach. I mean, look, he has succeeded and he's been doing a hell of a job. I'm not sure if the NBA wanted this or that. Obviously, the NBA is better when the Knicks are playing well, and we've seen that these last couple of years. But, look, this happens all throughout the NBA. You're seeing where Bronny James not traveling in the G League, staying with the Lakers. So, but Rick Brunson has been an assistant coach prior to being a New York Knicks assistant coach. It's not like he just got hired off the street because he's Jalen Brunson's dad to be an assistant coach. But, I try not to get caught up in those things. It gets me upset. Obviously, we'll talk about it more during the podcast. But, guys, enjoy the game. Appreciate every single one of you tuning into this pregame. Hopefully we can pull out a Knicks victory tonight. And I got to fix my camera. It's like messing up right now. But look, Brunson, Mikal, I think those guys will go off tonight. And more of what we've been seeing from the squad. Campaign, Cat. And I think the Knicks can pull out a Knicks victory. Big Knicks victory. And we can go to Utah winning 4 in a row. Sage says living in San Diego makes these West Coast games feel good to not rush home to watch. You see, Sage, that's yeah. I mean, that's the positives, right? The people on the West Coast, Knicks fans that are on the West Coast, people that are overseas get to watch these Knicks games, not at like 4 o'clock in the morning. I've heard of people in Germany watching these Knicks games overnight. So, it's good for those for you guys, but us East Coasters, it's rough. 12:30 a.m. It's going to end. But hey, it is what it is. It's the NBA schedule. No post game tonight. So just follow the Knicks Nation socials on Twitter at Knicks Nation, on Instagram at Knicks Nation. And hopefully we can pull out a victory. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. Appreciate every single one of you joining me. Let's go, Knicks. Beat Phoenix. Let's go. I'll catch you guys next time.